Hello viewers, I'm SB, and this is As Far as the Eye. This is a resource generation... it's hard to explain. It's sort of a 4X? Kind of. But it's also not really like anything I've ever played before. So, I don't think I'm really going to be able to explain it to you. I'm just going to show you what's going on here. So we're going to start a new game. There's not really a campaign. This is a little misleading. It's actually just like an extended tutorial, and frankly, it's necessary. The game has a lot of stuff going on, but I have completed that. I basically know how to play the game, and by the end of this, so will you. I should specify, I am extremely not an expert. Boy, what is the difference between these things? Oh, okay, there's two... This is like higher difficulty versions of the scenarios, I guess. We're just going to start with like the most basic tribe situation over here. So the West tribe originates from the region in the west of the Eye. Guiding one of these tribes is a calm adventure. The Westians are compassionate, ascetic, and gentle. They bend to the will of the Sai. That's us. We are the Sai, which is like a name for the wind. But, like, it's understood to be a sapient wind, basically. They bend to the will of the Sai and are happy to adopt all forms, working in all trades. The region is diverse, and their path to the Eye, although strewn with pitfalls, is the most lenient of all. Hey, that sounds like an okay place to start. They start from a large and balanced area, which allows them to stock up on food before continuing their journey. An ancient land of sedentary populations, the West is dotted with extraordinary places to explore, ruins, and sacred sites. So we're gonna be trying a bunch of games here. A single game of As Far as the Eye is not super long, but I think this is a pretty good place to start. And it'll be good to start with something that I don't have to worry too much about the difficulty of, because there's a lot of stuff to explain here at the beginning. So right now, here's where we are. We are at this big balanced halt. Each one of the levels basically that you play on is called a halt. It's a place where your journey briefly halts so that your people can stop and gather more resources. And of course our goal is the Eye. We must make it as far as the Eye. So let's pick a destination here. In order to get here, we need 225 stone. It will cost us 225 stone, and we must have one character who is trained up to Trapper level 2. Here we need 900 knowledge. Here we need 225 minerals. That's some kind of mineral. I don't know what the difference is. That's ore. Okay. Ore and stone are different. Let's go this way. It probably makes sense for us to try to have people who are good at gathering, because, you know, resources are fun. So this seems like an easy way to do it. So first of all, look at this game. If you've been around the channel for a while, and you know how I feel about aesthetics, it's probably no surprise to you that the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, I have to play that. That is a thing that must happen. So when we reach a new halt, at first we are only in control of our caravan. We have to find a spot to plant basically our city. It has 2 movement points per turn, and here we have spices and stone. You'll get good at reading the map eventually. Like, all of the resources in a tile are actually represented on it visually. Here we have some great big birds for hunting. Let's go this way. So all movement and actions happen at the end of a turn in As Far as the Eye. So we plan everything out, and then we hit the end turn button. And we've discovered some ruins. So sometimes it's a little weird. This is called remains, and sometimes you'll see in the tooltips and stuff that the English is a little strange. This is made by like a 3-person studio in France, and so sometimes the English is not exactly native English speaker English. Just to prepare everyone. So we got some remains, and of course there's lots and lots of wood around here. What I'm really looking for is a source of food. So you can see up here in the upper left, there are a lot of different kinds of resources. We've started with just a huge amount of rations. So we have some time, but at some point here we're going to need to actually be able to gather our own food. We do have fish. I've never fished. You don't fish in the tutorial, and I don't exactly know how it works, but that might be our plan. And then obviously we can hunt the big birds. You do not hunt these adorable peeps. They're like alpacas. You take the wool. Gosh, I love how everything about this game looks. You know, honestly, maybe like... I think we can only actually plant on a plain type tile. So maybe something like over here. We want to be close to some wood. We want to be close to a source of food. You know what? Actually, maybe this way. Wow, that's a big fish. Oh, interesting. The fish in that lake are a different color. The normal fish resource, and as it's represented up here, is blue. But this lake is gold-colored fish. I wonder if those are, like, more efficient? If those are more efficient. Oh, and here we have food. Vegetables. What are these called again? Pepkins. Yeah, I'm going to put down right here. So let's finish our movement. Ooh, a pack beast. Hell yeah, this looks great. Alright, so the caravan sits down to take a nap. You can see it's carrying a lot of our buildings and our basic structures on its back. The mighty caravan beast. Absolutely adorable. I love him very much. And now that we have disembarked, we have our 3 pupils. Roulette, who is good at harvesting stuff. Okay. Owlette, who does not consume food when not working. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's probably not going to come up a lot because we need them. We need them to be working all of the time. And Argus, who is just fast. Movement point is what MP stands for. Okay, cool. These seem like really solid pupils. And we can, I believe, customize their colors. Fast guy, you get to be orange. There must always be an orange disciple. The Psy commands it. Okay, so in order to move on, we're going to need 225 ore. As you might imagine, if you've played a game like this before, or really any game in which you build cities and stuff, wood is very important for constructing buildings. You can click here, we can see the build menu of all of the basic stuff that we can do. And when you click on these, it's very... workshops don't require wood. They require a bunch of knowledge and also... Okay, we'll talk about all these resources in a minute here. But if we are going to be settling here near only a single tile of vegetables, but fairly close to a whole bunch... Oh no, there's vegetables on that tile too. The little gourd-looking things that are kind of hiding beneath the birds. If we're going to have this many birds around, we should probably get a hunting lodge. Oh hey, yellow is fine fish. Okay, interesting. So we should probably get either a hunting lodge or a fishery going pretty quickly. There are 2 forms of most buildings, a permanent structure and a mobile structure. Permanent structures are built on the land. You're familiar with these. You've been in some probably during your life. And when we leave to move to the next halt, obviously they'll stay here. Mobile structures can be moved around the map after you build them, and they also will come with your caravan to the next thing. So mobile structures are an important long-term resource. But as you can see, in order to make them, you have to get access to resources that we don't have a way of getting right now. Like we need quarries to get ore and stone. We need a I don't remember what the building's called, but there's a building you need to be able to harvest the wool from the peeps. So we're going to start with some permanent structures, and we're going to do that by getting some lumber. So where's the good harvester? Okay, you're the super good harvester. You, go forth and harvest me some wood from this tile. And your deal is... Okay, you're kind of a whatever. Honestly, you are also going to harvest wood here. If we just click on the caravan and then click harvest wood, they will find their way to the nearest harvestable tile without needing to be ordered specifically which tile to go to. And Argus, the fast mover, we're going to have check out these ruins, these remains. So you can explore remains. You can also investigate remains. If you have a pupil who is a druid, they can investigate a remain and determine what it will yield before you touch it. Because sometimes they're negative. They're like ruins in Civ or something, So sometimes it's a random reward and sometimes it's a negative thing. And it can be a real bummer. We're just going to roll the dice here, though. Alright, so let's hit end turn. What we've discovered, Argus quickly realizes that this underground structure is about to collapse. The ancient archways and arcades no longer managing to support the weight of the building. As they make their way out into the light, Argus hears a sinister crackling noise, followed by the unmistakable sound of a crumpling building. Yeah, it's a thing we're all familiar with, I'm sure. In the distance, they see one of the tribe's buildings drop a little, then disappear in a cloud of dust. Okay, the closest permanent building collapses. Not a big deal, we didn't have any permanent buildings. It's a good thing we checked that out quickly. So, you can see, down here in the corner, the pupils are shapeshifters, and they shapeshift into different animal forms depending on what kind of job they're doing. which is, first of all, very cute, and secondly, really effective at giving you a quick at-a-glance to tell what jobs everyone is currently performing. And as they get better at their jobs, they transform into different forms of kind of similar animals. So you can get a really good sense of what's going on with your people very quickly just by looking down here and seeing what animals are up. Okay, we didn't see any other remains anywhere. We're gonna have Argus as the fast mover, just explore a little bit more. So let's start by going here. Those are your orders. Okay. Wow, there are a lot of Pepkins over here. I think we'll let him finish his walk because we wanna unveil all of these tiles. So it's gonna take about 100 wood before we can put up our first permanent structures. So that is what we're waiting for. We're just gonna let our wood gatherers keep doing that. Now you'll notice this wood gatherer, Alet, ran 2 tiles away, even though there was a forest adjacent. That's because you can never have more than 1 pupil assigned to the same tile at the same time. Because we had Argus searching the ruins here, this tile wasn't available, and so there were no other adjacent forests, because this tile was also already being worked by someone. So that's going to be an important concern, I think, as we continue building, making sure that everybody has reasonable places to work. Oh, hey. So we discovered peeps and also ore. Is this our... No, we have ore over here as well. Yeah, okay. Well, keep exploring, little dude. When... I don't know if Alet will dynamically retarget. I think Alet will keep working the same tile. Oh, no, wait. Here's another thing. These aren't actually harvestable trees. When we mouse over the tile, we see it has no resources. So never mind. Couldn't have worked that tile anyway, even if it didn't already have someone assigned to it. Alright, so we're discovering some lakes and stuff. Each pupil brings back 40 of each resource in each load, so we now have our resources. We probably want to keep you on harvesting. So I'm going to wait until Olet comes back, and then we're going to have Olet do some building. And the reason I want to manage it this way is, check this out. This is the Wheel of Trades. Each pupil gets experience in various tasks by performing them. And as they gain experience, they start to gain bonuses. You see, after you've done enough gathering, you gather pepkins and wood more quickly. And then you produce extra knowledge while you are harvesting, and then you eat less food. And then you can specialize further into, like, woodcutter and fruit gatherer and chef and baker. Like, there's all of these different careers. And so we want to get a good builder early on. So we want all of our building to be done by the same pupil. We want it to be a pupil who's not really committed to any other job. And I've selected Olet for this because our other pupils are already good at other things. We don't want to pull Ruli off of gathering because Ruli's super good at gathering. Alright, how's this stuff going over here? Let's 1, 2, 3, 4. You should be able to make it to here in a single turn, provided that there's no weirdness with the terrain. Okay, there was some weirdness with the terrain. Alright, we have delivered that. So let's build a thing. We are not going through our food too quickly, so I guess we don't necessarily have to go for the hunting lodge or the fishery right away. We could instead build a mine and start harvesting some of these resources. So, harvesting materials. There's one building for harvesting stone and a different building for harvesting ore. And I would really like to build... And we're also going to need a pasture at some point, because lots and lots and lots of stuff needs wool. Maybe that'll be what we start with, actually. Almost any mobile building is going to require wool. The pasture's the only one that doesn't, for obvious reasons. At least as far as I'm aware. So, obviously, wool's pretty important. Let's start by building a pasture. We want to put it in a place where it's real close to a whole lot of peeps. We can only build on plains-type tiles, and also, if we build a building on a tile that has a resource on it, it will obliterate the resource. So these are all things we got to keep in mind while we're selecting our location. I like I like somewhere down here near all these guys. Obviously, we have a couple of peep tiles pretty close to the base too. I don't really want to build over the pepkins. We might need those pepkins. Food can be a serious problem. Each of our people is eating 6 units of food at a time. They prefer to eat rations, but if you don't have rations, they'll just eat raw pepkins. And if you can't feed them, they get sick and die very quickly. It's like it happens with remarkable speed. I think we're gonna put it. I think we're gonna put it here. We're just gonna build over these grains. Yeah. All right, go forth and do the things. You can see he goes back to base form, and then when he gets down here to start building, he will become a bird. Because birds build nests. That's how that works. All right, we found some more remains. Check those out. Leeches! Oh god. It is cold and humid in these ruins. Argus progresses slowly, deeper and deeper puddles and pools. Something is tickling their leg. A leech! Argus gets rid of it quickly and flees the remains. But Argus feels the fever rising and starts feeling weak. The next 50 damage the Explorer takes is doubled, and I think they have 100 health, so obviously that's pretty bad. If we were to take 50 damage all at once, Argus would simply die. That's probably not how that will actually go. It'll probably be smaller bits of damage. We are going to have to put together some medicine. Not necessarily a trivial task. Now, it is important to note, we're talking about all this stuff where we're gonna acquire resources, we're gonna acquire experience ranks, we're gonna get better at stuff, we're gonna build mobile buildings eventually that allow us to bring things with us into the next area. We are working on a timer. The reason that we're all headed toward the eye is because the waters are coming in. Basically, at high tide, almost the entire continent is underwater. The eye is the safe place when the waters draw in, and then all of the tribes have to wait for the waters to go back out. So we have 189 turns here before we must move forward. And when we move forward, we'll be able to take some things with us, but only so much will fit on the back of the caravan beast. So, to help out with that, we're going to definitely try to acquire some more of these great big pack beasts who can carry more stuff for us. But also, we have a limited amount of time to prepare things here. And God, I love the atmosphere of this game. I just love it. It's so chill and relaxing to play. Even though it is definitely a game where things can go horribly wrong and you can get everybody killed. Not to say that it's never stressful, you know? So how are you doing on gathering XP? You are, okay, a little bit over halfway to Gatherer 1. All we have to do to get Ruli to Gatherer 2 is just let Ruli keep either gathering wood or pepkins, so that shouldn't be a problem. And it'll be really useful to have a person who's good at that job, because, as you can probably tell at this point, it's really important. You end up needing a lot of those things. Oh, who doesn't? Oh, right. I have you. You are still in Explorer mode. Okay, the building is complete, and someone could start working on this. I think that's probably going to be Olet's job, but first, we have 100 wood again, and I think we should probably build another gathering building. So we're going to need a stone quarry. If we want to build a permanent mine, wood plus stone plus... not permanent, a mobile mine, which is more permanent in many ways than the permanent mine, we're going to need stone and wool. So we're building toward that. Let's get a quarry going to get the stone. So there's stone here, there's stone there. I mean, we could chase these birds off of this tile. There's still lots of birds around there. We could build, like... No, I don't want to build over here. This is ore, not stone. Yeah, this is really the only place where we have a couple of stone tiles really close together. Alright, I think I am gonna chase these birds off. Discovered some more remains. Well, I guess go check those out. Even though so far, checking those out has not been so good for us. Argus spends a while digging through shelves crammed with rolled parchment. All of them give information about the region. Some are too old to be of interest, but one of them sticks out for Argus, who realizes it's a map of the region that includes a path the tribe was not aware of. Okay, a new halt has been added. Yeah, interesting. I think I still want to go to the... Well, I don't actually know the terrain types very well. Words. Sometimes it doesn't sound like I'm a native English speaker. I don't know the terrain types too well, so I don't exactly know what to expect in a marsh. I would assume lots of water and probably fish? I think we're still aiming for this. So to be clear, when we click on a thing before closing the map, we're not locking in a path. We're just putting up the requirements for a path here so that we can keep an eye on them. We don't have to decide where we're going until the moment we actually leave this halt. I think my plan is still to go this way. Alright, then you need a new job. You have some more exploring to do. Okay. So, if we're thinking we need to make some medicine to deal with Argus's leeches, medicine is partially made out of these little green spice flowers. So we do have to care about those. And then also you need pepkins for it, but that's like... We will be gathering pepkins anyway. Alright, I'm going to have you go and fetch that pack animal. So to change into a gatherer of any kind, the pupil has to report back to either the caravan or to an appropriate gathering building. So even if we were already standing on this tile and I said, gather the pack beast, all it would still have to run back home to change into gathering mode to come back. So again, things to keep in mind when assigning orders to pupils. Okay, now that we have that building up, I think it's probably time to start gathering some wool, and I'm just going to have you do this job. Anytime we want buildings built, we should have Olet do the building. But that aside, I think Olet is just on resource gathering like everybody else, because we don't have enough people to specialize too much yet. Alright, so you are charming the heck out of that beast. Look at him, he loves it. He loves a little bit of dancing. I assume there's brushing involved. So you can see this job here is, it's called Grower, I believe. Yeah, harvests grains or animal products. And then you have the trapper who gets meat food. You have a cook who turns. So you can't actually the pupils will not eat meats raw. You have to gather that stuff and then have a cook turn it into rations. And although it's a more complicated process, meat provides a lot more food stuff than grain does, or than the pepkins do raw. And then down here you have your herbalists who will prepare potions and gather the spice flowers, the builder, and the stone gatherers. And I think we're all just good, so we want to be gathering up 120 wool, right? Yeah, and then we'll have Argus get on stone after the pack beast is brought back to the caravan. Look at him! This is the only way to really get him to go where you want him to go. Yeah, we did in fact deplete the pack animal resource. Okay, so now that we have a pack animal, we can construct an annex building. You build an annex building on the back of a pack animal, and it carries the building from place to place with you. The camp is probably one that we'll want to get early. Each pupil that you want to have above 3 requires you to have an additional camp. It's a place for them to sleep, and that takes up a pack animal. Then there's also the workshop, which allows you to upgrade your other buildings, and it gives all buildings adjacent to it more effectiveness in gathering stuff. The market, which allows you to trade resources for other resources that you're having trouble finding yourself. And a council, which allows you to... I've never had one of these. Allows you to spend knowledge to unlock bonuses related to vagaries and travel. So vagaries are... There are going to be random events happening. We will get some warning of them. We will augur their occurrence before they actually occur. Those are called vagaries. We haven't seen one yet, and hopefully we won't see one soon, because I'm real... We're not in a good enough place to be able to handle more complexity right now. Alright, you come over here. You become our stone gatherer for the moment. Alright, we hacked all the wood out of this tile. It's not a big deal. Our wood gatherer will continue to figure it out. You can see, yeah, just pick another tile that's easy to move to. Alright, so for the moment, I think we're just chilling and waiting while all of the gathering happens. And the waters creep ever closer. I said it's a very calm and chill game, and that's only true as long as you don't think about what's happening in any kind of long-term way here. Alright, so we've got our 120 wool, and actually we've got the 80 stone together really quickly. So let's build ourselves a mobile mine. And obviously we want to build our mobile mine near a good source of ore. Is there any place that we see more than one ore tile together? No, actually. That's fine. We'll just do it right here. Part of the beauty of the mobile building is that it can be moved around the map. And your builders get builder XP for... you can pack up the mobile building at any time and rebuild it somewhere else, and your builders get builder XP for unpacking a packed mobile building. Only once per halt, but it's a good way to ensure that builders continue to level up as you go forward. Some of the later trade bonuses are really significant. Like, minus 50% to construction costs obviously is a really big deal. Instant deployment of mobile buildings. This pupil carries a mobile building on their back during the journey. This is important because you'll see when we leave this halt, there's a concept of carrying space. There's only so much stuff that can fit on the back of the beasts, and buildings are pretty large, as you might imagine. We'll worry about that when we get there. I do think we want to keep gathering stone for the moment. Although, you know what? Maybe you're just about to set back out. You just delivered a stack. You know what? You come over here and work on this now. And I'm going to have all that go back to wool gathering. We're going to need a lot of wool over the course of the game. Alright, so we have no food income right now. It's important to note. And we are eating pretty quickly. We have a huge stockpile of food, but we're gonna have to start doing something about this pretty soon. So I think getting somebody some fishing expertise is probably a pretty good idea. Especially if we're going to a place that has a lot of water. So let's plan toward a fishing building. And I would love to make a mobile fishery. So I guess actually I should have left you in place for 80 more stone. But you know, we're going to need such a huge amount of ore. If we want to build this and also pay 225 ore to move to the next area, yeah, just go ahead and work on that. And we'll try to build ourselves a mobile fishery before we leave this area. And that way we can... oh, you just leveled up, didn't you? Yep, Gatherer 2 now. This pupil is the best gatherer of the tribe. So when you click on a pupil, you can see any levels that they've attained, and then they have a special mark here that denotes them as the best in the tribe at this job, so that it's very easy for you to tell. Like if you want somebody to go gather stone, you can just click through your people real quick and figure out who will do that the most effectively. Alright, for right now, everybody just keep at it. So we're going to need 120... yeah, 120 wool, 300 ore, and 80 stone before we leave. And also we gotta figure out more food. We should probably gather some pepkins, even if we're not going to eat them, because we want to be able to make medicine out of them. It's a whole complicated thing. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on. So you just became better at gathering stone. I'm real bad at remembering the names of my pupils. We are burning through the wood near town really quickly. There's one more forest that's only 2 tiles away, and then there's another one that's 3. But it won't be a big deal, I suppose, if we run out. Oh, hey! A friendly caravan has arrived. Where is the friendly caravan? Oh, we probably don't have vision of it. When I clicked that button, I was expecting it to... oh, no, there it is. Hey, you. Take a break. Go say howdy to this caravan. Other people headed toward the eye. We should meet up with them if we can. A caravan of pupils passes through this area. Exchanges with this group could be fruitful, so we could give them 40 ore for a whole bunch of wool. We could take on a stone cutter, or, as a token of friendship, the caravan gives you precious parchments for your pupils to study. I would like to take on another worker, personally. We don't actually have a place for this person to sleep right now, but we do have a pack animal already. We can fix that. Welcome aboard, Grom. Grom, the good at harvesting stonecutter. The best stonecutter of the tribe, in fact. So, yeah, wow. Okay. So you're really, really good at gathering stone. It's easier for you to cross mountains than it is for other people. And you've actually got all the way up to the first level of specialization beyond that. I'm going to put you on here. So at these talent choices, you can only pick one of these two and it permanently locks you out of the other one. We're just going to commit really hard to stone cutting. That is your whole deal. And I would like to have you come start cutting stone. But unfortunately, we won't actually be able to have 4 people working at the same time until we resolve our not having any camps problem. Alright, so annexes have to be built adjacent to the caravan beast. You're going to go and deal with that. Alright, so we chose Grom's bonus already. And for the moment, we won't be able to assign Ruli to work, because we have 3 people who are currently assigned to jobs. I'm just going to have Ruli move back toward the forest. And we'll be able to have 4 people working simultaneously as soon as this camp is finished, which is 2 turns. That's not too bad. I mean, you may as well move all the way into the forest. Okay. Easy enough. And Olet has... Okay, excellent repairing. Faster movement when running to construct stuff is pretty good. And also, you know, a little bit of skill at growing. So let's get back to that, though. So we're at 170 ore. I think we just keep working on the tasks we're working on until we get to 300 ore so that we have enough to build the fishery. We're probably going to have Ruli start gathering food soon. Okay, we burned out the stone, that's fine. There's another stone tile right next to it. Wow, you really are good at gathering stone, though. Okay, so we've got 300 ore. We don't necessarily need you to be a stone gatherer. So maybe you become our fisher? Or our, is it hunter? What's the term they use? It's this one. It's trapper. Okay, you will become the trapper, I think. So let's have Olet go forth and construct us a mobile fishery. And where at? I mean, probably near the fine fish, right? Although, I'm not 100% sure we'll be able to actually catch the fine fish. I don't know if that's a thing you need to be particularly skilled at. Yeah, let's do it down here near to normal fish. I mean, I'm going to put it right here. We're going to find out. And if this doesn't work, we'll move it. And for the moment, we may as well just keep building keep gathering ore. Alright, so it's only going to take you 2 turns to build that. We'll let you work for 1 turn. And then you should start moving over. Alright, so we have all of the stuff that we need. We could move on to the next halt at any time. I don't think there's any particular bonus for leaving early, though, and I want to keep preparing us permanent resources. Like experience on our pupils and stuff, so... Also, the more resources we gather now, the more stuff we'll be able to carry to the next place. Maybe I should have... I'm going to have Olet finish exploring. So there's a couple of tiles that aren't visible to us yet, and they could have, like, pack beasts or something. Alright, your job is to... Oh, no, you cannot find fish. Okay, that's what I thought might be the case. But it was worth checking out. So, in your trade wheel, does it tell us... Okay, you have to be very developed before you can harvest fine fish. Interesting. Okay, so I guess what we're going to do, actually, is repack this fishery, and then have Olet put it up down here. That's fine. So, down here in our Packed Mobile Buildings tab, we can just... I don't think it really matters which one of these we put it in. That'll do. And then you follow along. Okay, so we have run out of wood there. We probably have enough wood for the moment. Let's have Ruli start gathering the pepkins from the nearby tile. And you're just gonna sit still for a turn. Actually, you can do this. Walk over here and scout that tile for us. Okay, and then come back. It does take a minute to unpack a packed building. You can see it took longer to unpack it than it took to actually build it. Yeah, I know we have an idol. I did a bad. Alright, start fishing. You probably want to get back to this. So, we also want to be thinking about a dispensary, right? If we were to put together a little bit more wool, we could build a mobile dispensary to take with us so that we have potion creating. But obviously we'll have to dig some more ore out. I think that's fine. I think we have plenty of time. So yeah, go back and get the wool thing going. Just will them up out of the water. Man, I really love the way everything in this game looks. So I think we're maybe gonna move you over. Is there a big difference? Like you... Okay, one side specializes in ore, the other side specializes in stone. So you do have one bonus that applies to ore. You're still the person who is most qualified to go get that ore. Although you will not get stone cutter XP from working in an ore building. The pupil removes half as many resources from the exploited hex as the... Oh, wow. So you just get more stone. That's pretty impressive. Oh, we could dig up ruins, too. Pupil enchants a stone which duplicates each... So you just get +1 stone every turn no matter what is going on. Wow. I mean, the top level experience bonuses are so huge. Yeah, go do that. We are going to need more minerals, it turns out. So let's go ahead and build that mobile dispensary up. I was on the right tab already. We just want to put that near a tile. I mean, this is a good spot for it. There's 2 tiles with spices on them right there. So we're getting lots of good XP on our builder early on, which I think is really important because builders get really good bonuses. Obviously, cutting construction costs in half is like a big deal. Oh, you're doing it. I'll let Builder 3. Let's have a look at your trade wheels. So you just unlocked... Buildings are hardier. Okay. Requires the construction of mobile buildings to get XP into the engineer specialization. And architects are better at building permanent buildings. Interesting. Well, we're definitely going to lean engineer. That is my plan with this one. Maybe I should have just had you be the dispensary person. We don't really have anybody who it makes sense to... How much wool do we want to carry with us into the next place is the question. I think the answer is some. I think we want to spend some more time gathering wool. This has been very very chill and relaxing so far. So notice we've eaten through all of our rations. We do not have any rations left. We're just eating pepkins at this point, and we're gathering them pretty quickly. But there's only 375 more pepkins in that space. And there aren't actually that many more pepkin spaces around. There's that one that's 3 tiles away. There's that one that's 2 tiles away. Yeah, food is definitely going to be part of the timer that gets us to move on, even more than the water approaching, I think. Also, these birds are fine meat. Look at them. I almost feel bad trying to eat them. Alright, for the moment, I think everybody just continue on. What's the next building? The next building is probably a cookhouse? Yeah. So that's going to cost us a bunch of stone and... Okay. Yeah, we'll make a mobile cookhouse to take with us. I'm not sure we're actually going to have room for a ton of resources on the back of our caravan. At this rate, if we're bringing this many mobile buildings with us, we're going to have to leave a lot of food behind, probably. Like, we may not be able to carry all of the stone and wood already. It's fine. So, once we have one more carry load of wool delivered here. Oh, getting better at fishing. And you're getting better at growing. Let's create ourselves a mobile cookhouse, which can go pretty much anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Throw that up over there, I guess. And I'm gonna actually have you do the cooking, because I think we're probably cool on stone gathering. 2 turns. Yeah, we'll let 1 turn pass, and then we'll issue the move order. Oh, actually, perfect. Oh, yeah, I gotta give you your marching orders here. So do we want to go back to this, or I'm gonna have you start gathering spices now. I think we probably shouldn't build another building, because I think we're gonna start having trouble carrying things. Alright, so you... Yeah, just grill some fish. We're going to want somebody to be good at fishing and somebody to be good at cooking fish, because if the next biome has a lot of fish in it, obviously that's going to be a... if it has a lot of water, it probably has a lot of fish. And so this is going to be the source of our food going forward. I'd like to bring more food with us than we're currently packing here, so hopefully this'll work out. At this point, we're basically just building up for... wow, you really convert quite effectively, don't you? At this point, we're just building up food to carry into the next area. And I want to make a little bit of potion. Uh-oh. Wildfire. In 6 turns, a forest will catch fire. The resources of this forest will be partly consumed in the flames. That's probably not a big deal. We've cleared out all the forests that are near our buildings, so I don't think that one's going to affect us too much. And you can see it creeping closer. Now, the campaign tutorial thing did tell me that... Please make a potion. Did tell me that some kind of pupil advancement would allow us to be aware of vagaries earlier, like we get more warning. I don't actually know how that works. It's probably related to druids. We'll get there. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. We'll figure it all out. For the moment, let's just continue on. So you're making... I'm gonna have Olet make 2 potions. So potions do 2 things. First of all, they cure status effects like poisons and stuff. And secondly, they just flat restore hit points. So I just want to have a couple of these on hand, because we know that damage could be a big deal for one of our pupils, although I'm gonna level with you. I've already forgotten who it was. Oh, hey, friendly caravan. Go say howdy to them before you finish doing that. We probably don't want to take on another pupil, because we don't have a pack beast to carry another camp. They would sell us a bunch of potions for more rations than we have. Or they're equipped with a weather forecast system. In exchange for 30 rations, they will forecast the next unknown vagary. I think we're just not going to do anything here. I don't really want to give up 30 rations. Alright, go make me 1 more potion with the spices that we have acquired. Okay, which forest caught fire? Alright, not a big deal. Not a big deal. And we've run out of pepkins. I think we're going to leave Ruli on pepkin harvesting. Just run over here and get those ones while we continue to fish and convert fish into rations for a little while longer. And then I think we're probably going to leave once we have a good stock of rations. I mean, we should try to grind out as much value as we can from here. I guess after you finish preparing this last potion, you'll go back to wool harvesting. Yep, the forest burned down. It's very unfortunate. Alright, so now we got a couple of potions. I'm pretty sure we can't use the potions to cure the leeches, because the leech thing didn't appear as a status effect near the health bar. So we're just going to have to wait. A landslide. All buildings adjacent to mountains will lose 70 HP. That's not great. Maybe we should bail. I mean, we could just repair the buildings, but I'm a little worried. I don't know exactly how this is implemented. The way it's worded here, this building will lose 70 HP, but it also might, in practice, actually be each mountain deals 70 damage to buildings near it, in which case our fishery would be destroyed. I guess we should stick through it to find out. As scary as that consequence might be, we should know for sure how it works. You can't always just assume a tooltip is written in a perfectly descriptive way. If you've played many 4X type games, you know that well enough. If we put together some more wool, maybe we can get like one more mobile building. I'm like I said, a little worried that we won't be able to carry another one. All right, landslide time. Okay, it works exactly the way the tooltip said it would work. That is totally fine. So, repairing buildings, you have a bunch of wool. Let's let you return that. And then, repairs are expensive. We're gonna have to do that a bunch. Well, we can afford it. I don't wanna let our mobile buildings be this damaged. I'm not too worried about the permanent structure we put down, but we should fix the mobile buildings, because obviously those are the loss of a mobile building is a serious long-term resource loss. I'm gonna gather, so we're gonna have to do this 4 times per building, which means we're gonna end up spending 124 wool in this way. So I'm gonna let the wool gathering continue for a moment here. Unfortunately, I don't think that Halt gets the movement bonus when running to repair a building. I'm pretty sure it was just when going to build something. Okay, and we're doing pretty well on the rations front. Go forth and repair. And this isn't going to take us anywhere near our ore threshold. We will be perfectly fine on that. So yeah, I mean, there's like a good resource reason to not stick around. Halt is now engineer level 1. Ah, apparently you get the XP for repairing mobile buildings as well. So mobile buildings constructed by this pupil are more compact. I believe this only applies to buildings that are constructed after you take this bonus. It won't work on the ones we put up now. Or 10 knowledge per harvest cycle for mobile buildings constructed by this pupil. I'm gonna maybe take this one because we're a little short on pack beasts. This will maybe allow us to jam an extra building or 2 on there. We haven't even talked about knowledge. You can find this the knowledge menus through the caravan. Ah, yes, here we go. So, here's what knowledge does. There are bonuses that we can buy. We do not have a council building, but we can see what the bonuses are early on. So, tribe can see the cost and size of later halts. Oh, that is useful. Future planning information. Additional positive traits on new pupils. That's really cool. Vagaries do less damage to buildings. Vagaries are detected earlier. Ah, okay, I see. The next minor vagary is deleted when you buy this, and you can buy it 3 times. That's interesting. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff. Traits of a pupil of your choosing are re-rolled and replaced by new traits. Ooh. Okay. And then the caravan stuff is like... installing the caravan next to a pack animal tames it immediately. That's... Range of vision of the caravan's increased. Yo, buy this. We're about to enter a caravan walking around and scouting stage, right? So I think that's going to be really useful. And then... pupils make an individual bag, adding 4 storage places in a 2x2 format. So 2x2 storage is a little rough. As you're about to see when we leave this halt, there's sort of a Tetris thing that you do with your inventory, and a lot of groups of resources are either 3 units long or 3 units tall, but wool, at the very least, will fit in a 2x2. Okay, add extra space to the caravan. Yo, let's do this. So these are worded a little strangely. This is called wider. No, this makes sense. Okay, so yes, this adds a column, this adds a row. The caravan space is wider than it is tall, I believe, by default. So adding an additional row is definitely slightly more valuable. We're going to take that as well. I think that's a good use of our starting knowledge. And then you gotta repair all these buildings. And yeah, you can see, like, just doing stuff produces knowledge. Okay, we've depleted that lake, but there's another lake nearby. Go forth and repair this. So you can see we're already back up to 285 knowledge. But you can, as you've seen in a couple of the trade wheel things, there are some upgrades that increase the rate at which pupils generate knowledge while doing certain things. So what is a nap? This idea was suggested by a passing tribe the day before. The pupils decide to try napping during the day. They all stop working, leave their resources, and have to be reassigned. Well, that's annoying, but not like a big deal. Oh, the buildings do not have the same repair costs. He's spending more on... Okay. Well, that means we don't have enough wool to finish this. Alright, go back and get me some more wool. I guess I should have checked. It was not reasonable to assume that it would always be the same. So we have 300... we have 300 rations and 500 pepkins. Where is my pepkin gatherer? Okay, we're gonna let you return that group of resources, and then do I want to have you do something else now? We probably have enough food for the journey. I guess the question is just like, what do we want to carry? You know what? I'm gonna have you go back to lumber, and by that I mean I'm gonna have you, take a quick nap on the way out to the forest. I guess I should have had Ruli stay right here. Right, because we're gonna have to reassign Ruli to their profession. Okay, nap time. So can I give you an order that you will follow when the nap ends? Fortunately, most of us were doing things where we were like either on or adjacent to our profession building. You have 59 turns before the Halt floods. And there's an earthquake incoming. The earth quakes, remains crumble, and prey runs for shelter, and each turn permanent structures will suffer damage. And that will be, I guess, until the water actually arrives. It will continue happening. So we do not actually have as many turns as we thought we did. That's fine. 41 turns is still plenty of time. I'm gonna let our builder grab one more load of wool here before we run back to do the repairs. Right, I'm sure this will be more than enough. Right, I don't remember off the top of my head... Uh-oh, collapse. Clearly, someone wasn't paying attention when constructing this building. The assigned pupils see the roof collapse, so they're having lunch at the caravan. A building loses 80 HP. We will leave before this happens. I think we're gonna let this repair finish, and then we're just gonna bail. Because again, I think we're getting somewhat limited value out of staying here, because I'm pretty sure we're already gonna have to leave stuff behind. Okay, so we managed to get to minus 50% to construction costs, though, which feels like a huge bonus. What's the other side of that? Reduction of repair costs. Honestly, at some point we will have built all of our things, and we'll be doing a lot more repairing than we will be doing new building. Maybe that's actually better. Oh, interesting, because we do have a whole bunch of our mobile stuff up already. I'm actually going to take this. We're going to try this out. Maybe it'll end up being the case that we don't need to do a lot of repairing because we manage our vagaries well. But I don't feel comfortable assuming that. So the collapse is going to happen in 4 turns. You do have enough time to pull one more group of fish. I think that's going to be the plan then. I'll just give you a job so that you have orders. We're gonna wait. It'll be the turn before the collapse. Argus will deliver one more set of fish, and then we'll leave. Oh, also there's going to be a fire. The fire's after the collapse, though. Working in a burning building inflicts burns. Yeah, no kidding. So the fire damages the building, and each turn there is a chance the fire will stop. So you have no idea how much damage a fire is going to do, and it could even destroy the building, potentially. Alright, so 2 turns, right? Yep, you deliver your fish. It is a little bit of a shame, because Ruli is carrying 32 wood that will not make it back, but I think we gotta go now. So we go up to the map, we click here. Alright, so here is all of the storage space on the back of our dude. Our pack animals will carry stuff for you if they're not occupied, but a camp takes up the entire pack animal, unfortunately. So, we definitely want to take our buildings with us, right? I feel very strongly about all these buildings that we built. Let's just get these out here. I don't have enough experience with the game to know ahead of time what the building shapes are, so I didn't really, prep for this. These two fit together pretty nicely. Can we make... maybe this shape? Doesn't have too much dead space in it. And then we definitely want to bring some food. So food is 3 by 1. Fish, okay, fish will fit in a backpack. Wool will fit in a backpack. Stone is 4 wide. So we probably want to make sure that these 6 spaces are food and food. Ore is 4 tall. Or we don't need to take with us as badly because we have a mobile quarry. We can just get ore in the new place. We probably will want wood, though. Oh, this is a little awkward, huh? Okay. We could move this to here, and that'll allow us to bring 1 stack of wood with us. And if we wanted to bring 1 more stack of wood... could we rearrange the buildings and the fish in a way that would allow us to get that? If we... It's hold on. We're gonna put this back over here. Place this there. And then... that doesn't really help, does it? So we can put food in this space then. Oh, we definitely want to take our potions with us, but potions are tiny. I don't know how many potions will fit in a space, but I know that I've never had so many potions that they didn't fit in one space. If we want to bring stone, the stone has to go here. This is the only place where there's 4 consecutive horizontal spaces. And then that does let us bring additional wood, or even like this. We might leave the wool behind. We might have to leave the wool behind, and then we can bring additional stone and additional rations. It's not awful. It doesn't leave us with a lot of food. 200 rations is not very many turns of food. I would like to be able to bring some of these pepkins with us as well. We're really trying to, optimize every single space here, then. For some of you, this is very exciting. I am a person who really enjoys the inventory Tetris thing here. There's probably a good way to... So, the pepkins would be a 1x3. There's probably a good way to get these pepkins in here. But I do not see it. The stone makes things awkward. We could just abandon the stone, or abandon 100 stone, put this up here, and then that lets us bring 200 pepkins with us, which is probably better. 400 food is, even that's a little... I wish we had more. I certainly don't want to go with only 200. I think this is how we're moving. All right, let's do it. I am sure I want to leave. Things in that halt were about to get real ugly. So there's only one place that we can go from here. A big fertile lands halt. So you can see a lot of spaces for farming here. Let's just get into this halt a little bit, and then we'll call the episode. So lots and lots and lots of trees. We see a couple of bogs of fish right away. Yeah, and then there's pepkins. God, there's a lot of pepkins. Look at all the food. So a plains tile that has trees on it, like I think a forest you can settle the caravan down in and it will just delete the trees, but a jungle tile we can't put down in. But I might honestly, like maybe we just put down right here. We have food. The camp space can go there. We can gather wood and food really, really easily. Yeah, I think we're maybe not gonna get too dramatic here. So while we're all packed up, we don't eat quite the same amount of food. They ration a little bit while you're in caravan mode. Maybe it would be best to look around a little bit though. Let's walk. Let's take advantage of our extra line of sight. Okay, so tons and tons of animals. That's a pepkin bog. I mean, the fishery doesn't actually have to be close to the caravan. We could walk the caravan away and just come back and put the fishery down here. Let's... Am I allowed to buy that pack animal upgrade right now? I am. So our flirtatious and attractive caravan could just get us a pack animal right away. Like, we could put down right here. Just clear these guys off the tile. This is a hill, so we can't put down there. That's a shame. This is actually where I'd like to. We do want to be near the pepkins, though. We want to be near pepkins and trees. Maybe this was right. We'll look around a little bit more. So it costs a lot of movement to cross this space. Jungles are expensive. Wow, look at that. That's a very busy bog. I love the way all of the animals are just sort of like slowly bouncing. Okay, over here wouldn't be terrible. There's a lot of pepkins within 2 tiles. Like, this might be the one. There's a lot of pepkins, there's a lot of trees. And moving to here scouts a huge amount of territory for us. Ooh, fine fish. We might actually be able to make use of those before we're done here. I think I'm going to put down right here. We're not adjacent to any pepkins, but we're near a lot. Yeah, let's do it. Plant. Alright, so let's get everybody started. In order to move on, we're going to need 450 wood. So these are amounts that get deducted from your stockpiles when you press the leave button. We don't have to be able to carry these. So we're just going to have a lot of wood and stone available. And we know that Olette, expert engineer, is going to start unpacking the buildings. Let's get the fishery up first. So I think I want to put the fishery here so that it doesn't obliterate the pepkins. Although, you know what? The ones that are way down here, we're not even going to be able to gather before we leave. Yeah, I'll just put it here for maximum fishing efficiency. Maximum efficiency. Ruli, the gatherer, is just going to start gathering wood for the caravan. Grom, our expert cook, is not going to have a ton to do right away. Grom's going to explore. And Argus is also just going to explore. Yeah. Argus is real fast at doing that thing. All right, I wanna map this out a little bit before we call it for the day. All right, so Argus, get down here, and we'll have. Oh, sorry, I have the wrong people selected. Argus, get down here. Grom, head this way. Wow, are those? So there's 3 fish tiles. all right on top of each other right here with 2 more fish tiles right there. We are putting the fishery in the wrong place. It's fine. We'll move it. We'll fish out these 2 tiles probably, and then we'll move it. Yeah, there's a lot of potential here. So, like, anybody who's listened to me play a lot of 4X games has heard me say that my favorite one of the X's is exploration. I love the part where you... Oh, this has normal fish and fine fish. Cool. I love the part where you look around, you get the resources, and you're making, like, the settling and building decisions. Those are, in my opinion, the best parts of the 4X. And I think one of the things that's really magical about this game is that it lets you kind of just do those parts over and over and over again. Like, this is the thing that I've really wanted for a long time. And then on top of that, you know, it's absolutely beautiful, and there's a lot of things to recommend this. So you're the trapper, you should go and start doing that thing. You are about to finish exploring the area. You are setting up the next building, which should probably be the cookhouse. And that can just be absolutely anywhere. It does not matter where. It should probably be kind of central, but not adjacent to the caravan. Oh, the camp. Sorry, we gotta unfold the camp. Right now, we can't actually have 4 people working. And it's not a big deal because people who are running around are not working. But yeah, that needs to get fixed. It was still probably right to do these in the order I did them, but yeah, that definitely needed to happen. And then... I guess there's nothing else for you to do. There's no remains to explore or anything, right? We didn't actually happen across any. Here, move over to this tile. As soon as the camp is ready, you're going to gather this guy. Does take a minute to unpack buildings, unfortunately. I think we're likely, if Olet gets to max XP, we're very likely to take this bonus. Yo, this would be pretty cool, though. A mobile building is often like 5 or 6 tiles. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a difficult decision. Alright, so let's get this finished. I know you got nothing to do. Alright. So we're going to have you gather that. We're going to have Olet go and put up the cookhouse somewhere kind of near the center of the map so that the cook can respond to stuff. Although, obviously, I'd love to do it in a tile where I'm not deleting any resources. Maybe over here? Because there's pepkins there. And there. And there's grains here. And I think it's that tile. Alright, we have... Damn it, this idea of napping has really seeped into us. And Olet has to make that engineer level 3 decision, and I'm honestly unsure what we're going to take, so I think for right now, we're just going to call it here for today. And I'm going to think about this. So that's going to be it for us for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you are as enchanted by this thing as I am. The intention for this series is that there will be a new hour of gameplay every weekday, and this is Monday's episode, because I'm very slow. So there will be another one of these later today. Hopefully you come back for that, and we'll see you then.